You're watching the Tesla Life live with your host, Mark Conlon.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Tesla Life number 437 on the 12th of November 2025. Glad you could join us today. If you're in the chat room, please reach out, say hello. With me as always, I have my two co-hosts. We have Mr. Casey Green joining us from an undisclosed location using the ZZ Top witness protection sunglasses. How you doing today, Casey?
I'm doing well. So these are my teleprompter, so I can see you guys. I can look straight down the barrel of the camera, and they're not the ones that I ordered 2 years ago for the HP Nomads project because that company still is making vapor. And so I said, run me my money back, and I found these. These are cheaper, and they're not 4K. But they can be 5K wide, so you can have an ultra wet wraparound, and they're very clear, very bright, and I don't have to squint at everything when it comes time to like reading the iPad in front of the camera, looking off to the corner from looking at you guys on a screen, and they feel nice. But you guys are the first interactive folks I've had with them on. I ran them on Sunday, and nobody said they were weird, but
Well, we'll have to see if you get a headache by the end of the show. So I hope that's not the case.
The 4-hour show, so hopefully.
Oh yeah, well if you've gone through a 4-hour show already, then you haven't got an issue.
Yeah, and then they do the electrochromatic tinting, so I can go like this. I don't know if it makes it any easier for you guys to see my eyes or not. That's volume. And let's, does that help? I don't think it does.
No, it looks the same to me.
I'm gonna turn it up because I'm not looking at lamps behind the thing.
Well, we'll keep an eye on you today with the new sunglasses and see how that works. With us also, Mr. Patrick Connor joins us from the West Coast. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Hello, Tesla Nation. Mark, I've got some bad news for you. The bad news is that I received an electricity bill this month. Boo! So all my credits are gone. All the VPP credits, all my net metering credits. So now for the next several months, I'm going to have to pay an electricity bill until, I don't know, April maybe, when I start getting credits again.
Yeah.
That's
definitely scary to hear you got an electricity bill again.
Yeah, it's so nice when you don't have that bill every month. It'll still be lower than normal because I'm able to do time of use and charge the batteries overnight, and I still do get some solar during the day, especially a nice day like today. And if I'm lucky, they'll do a VPP event or two in January, February when it's really cold. Nice. Because they do have those in the winter as well. Not as many as the summer has. The summer will have 5 or 6, sometimes 8. And there's usually just 1 or 2 in the winter. So that's nice. That helps.
On fossil heat, so it's a lot harder to tax the grid as much until more people get heat pumps.
Well,
right.
that kind of poses an interesting question, Patrick. I have is you've used this solar system for quite some time now, and you've got it dialed in that you're getting basically no bills until November. But if you had the roof space, would you increase the array to push you into December?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Our roof is full. It's 12.3 kilowatts. I would have double what I have now if I had space for it. And in fact, we're looking at moving, and if we did, I would do ground mounted, and then I could do the utility maximum is 25 kW. So I would go up to a max size system. Although if we actually do that, our new property would be so much more energy efficient that I would end up being net positive, not even net zero, but maybe
live near Patrick if you can, because he's going to have a lot of free juice available.
That's right. Yeah, and I mean, we're now with the heat pump. our furnace hasn't come on at all this year, and we've had some nights down into the about 5C or 40 Fred. So now we're using electricity for heat. We're using electricity for transportation, and so we use quite a bit of kilowatt hours compared to an average house because we're not using fossil sources for transportation or heating. So even so, that's why I would have even more up there if I had room for it.
If you had 25 kilowatts, would you think that would get you through the entire winter just like it would summer?
Yes, I think it would get us. Certainly with the net metering credits we would build during the summer.
Yeah.
Then absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you weren't moving, would you consider, like when the panels were off for the re-roofing, would you have considered upgrading the panels?
That would be an option. I don't like so no one's going to take my old panels, right? So they would just go to the landfill. And so so it seems like a waste to the systems have gotten so much better. We first got this in 2007. Yeah. And so I mean that's significant. The technology has improved quite a bit. So from that perspective, we might be able to do, I don't know, 50% more on the roof space we have. Wow. The only problem is that for me, this is what's great about solar is it eventually pays itself off, and it has a long tail where it's just gravy, and it's doing its thing, and it's making electricity. They're already fully amortized and paid for, and I don't want to waste that. I mean, you're right. I could, in the space I have, get more power out of it if I was willing to do that swap. And it's even cheaper now. Yeah. I mean, when we paid for it, it was pretty spendy. Yeah. So, a friend of mine just got solar panels, and on a roof that's much smaller than mine, he has the same size system I do. So, there's a little bit of envy there. But I don't want to. This is not the kind of thing that I feel like it's important to upgrade. I just want to keep it working as long as it can.
Yeah, we started about 9 years after you. We're at, I think we got 250 inverters and just slightly more than 250 panels, and so there's room for us to do it as well, and it has reached break even. But same as you, we're not intending to make this even a long-term place. So that it wouldn't be math smart to restart it. Versus right now, even though our bill has gone up because we got the electric SUV, started to work from home, started running a small server farm. It's still lower than it was before that, so it doesn't make sense to go back into doing that over again if we're going to start with the new technology somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's roll into some Tesla news that we've got a lot of course, and let's touch on the first story. You guys must have heard this about Tesla indicating that they've begun construction of a new Optimus assembly line at Giga Texas.
Yeah, Elon was talking about it
in the shareholder meeting, which was the day after our last live show. So 6 days ago.
They even have a little video of people doing a hand jam assembly line.
Now, the weird thing for me is he said they were going to do the first line in Fremont, but Fremont's pretty packed to the gills, as they've said. So how are they going to find space for that?
Is the attic full?
It's the attic, yes. Maybe the boring company is going to drill some underground basements.
It's all going to be underground. Yeah.
They can have a nice straight assembly line there.
Exactly. It stretches from Fremont all the way to the airport, so the robots can just hop on the airport and can deliver themselves.
It'd be funny to see a commercial play just filled with humanoid robots in the seats.
That would actually be rather creepy. You look like the Will Smith iRobot.
Yes. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so it revealed that the pilot production of Optimus version 3 units is already underway at Fremont factory, where Tesla intends to ramp it up to 1 million units by late 2026. So the larger V3 production line, there's a much larger V3 production line. It's currently being built at Giga Texas, and it's expected to come online sometime in 2027. And they have a projected annual capacity at Giga Texas of 10 million robots per year. So yes, there is a Fremont factory production line right now, and it sounds like it can be significant if it can ramp up to 1 million units a year by late next year. So obviously a robot takes up less space than a car. And of course, the parts are smaller because the end product is smaller. So the footprint would be definitely smaller than a car assembly line. And with the bonus of the robots is they pack nicely together. So again, taking up less space as they decide where they're moving them off to if they're producing that kind of volume at Fremont factory.
Well, I mean, they're going to sell for about the price of a car, right? Isn't that what you told us? And then they should stack at least as well as Cybertrucks do if you didn't need to worry about fluids and structural rigidity.
Musk has said a few times now that once they're up to production scale, the cost be around $20,000 a unit.
Yeah.
I would not expect that to be in their initial run, though, at all.
No,
I mean,
not the initial run. No.
Even if they're
Those would be the
low.
signature series, and they'll go for about $1.5 million.
Yeah, I want a Cyber Beast Optimus.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we talked about this with Cybertruck that the big when they rolled it out, talking about 35,000, and now what is the price? It came out at 6 figures, and so. I don't know.
It almost touched 60.
Yeah, they're kind of self-Osborne if they start talking like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing I wanted to bring up is that these V3 units, which we have not seen a final V3 setup as of yet. We've seen V2s and V2 Plus, but they haven't got to the full V3 design complete yet. But even so, if this is the final, if it gets to a point where, yes, the V3 is going to be made in this type of volume, of course, just like every other Tesla endeavor, they will produce them and then they will gradually get better over time. Because they're going to be upgrading things. Once they get this into the real world and people are using it for different needs and wants, they're going to be adding to the software. They're going to be, of course, monitoring the abilities of the robots, and they'll be able to change things as time goes along. So I can see that there'll be quick iteration when it comes to these after they've been released into the real world, because there's going to be so much input from people that own them and monitoring of what's happening that Tesla is going to be like everything else that they have. They'll be able to move quickly and make modifications, and that will certainly, some of the design will certainly be part of those modifications.
Absolutely. And their production methods will evolve as they scale up. They'll figure out, if we do this instead of that, then we can assemble them faster and we can make it more affordable. And yeah, so the learnings will be happening internally and as well as receiving external feedback.
And of course, if you have interest in getting one of these units, my advice would be wait, because I would think that V4 and V5 will be coming along fairly quickly. And of course, the first ones, besides you being able to say, hey, I own one of the first ones ever made. Okay, great. If that's what you're after, that's what you're after. But if you want it to be useful in many other tasks around the home or business, then I would suggest just hang back a little bit and watch what happens and understand what it's all about before getting in line to get one of these things, because it's a substantial amount of money to buy. And of course, being able to see it progress somewhat and get the first year or two under its belt per se is going to be advantageous to anyone that will be able to see these progressions that Tesla will definitely put in place.
I was going to suggest wait until at least the third software update. But
I don't know. I'll take the other side of this. If you get it early, you get to see the evolution of this stuff, and your use cases get to be the ones that get factored into training, and so that I don't know. It's been fun to go from with FSD from version 9 to 14 to actually see with each iteration how sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And right now, with the latest version of FSD 14.1.4 or whatever I have, it's fall here, and I was driving down the road, and a pile of leaves blew in front of me, and the car slowed down for it. It didn't, do a panic braking or anything, but it did slow down and let them go by, and then went on its normal way. But that's a use case that okay, they need training data for leaves blowing by and how they don't have to worry about it. But if you're just looking at, oh, there's something in front of me, I should respond to it. I don't know if so they might not have leaves as an object to classify it properly.
Or maybe not that density and volume of leaves.
Right.
They've
Yeah.
definitely seen them. I've seen it stop for some and then go for others that look the same, but you can tell that one was moving different than the others usually do.
Right. Yeah. So there's something in there where it's like they're not sure what they are, and yeah. So anyway, that's the kind of thing that you can. Optimus has so many more degrees of freedom that it has to learn. With the car, you're just worried about left, right, brake or accelerate, and that's it. But with the bot, you're going to have its hands and all the degrees of freedom there, and which way it's looking, and in walking, and so many more decisions for the neural network to make about how it does anything. So it'll be fun to watch it evolve.
Yeah, it'll definitely be fun for sure.
I'm not discouraging that. If you can spare it, and if you're willing to deal with growing pains. I mean, I did FSD beta like right after Elon's friend crew, and it's been it started out, it was rough, really rough, and now even on this whatever silent version of 12 we've got, it hasn't been bad, and I'm still getting weird little silent updates to it, even though they say they're not touching it, at least until some sort of light mode comes out. So if you were thinking of, hey, I'm gonna have my own private Optimus factory or whatever, maybe get 1 or 2, and then watch them roll out. And if you can do it, and you want to do a founder series, whatever they call it, go ahead and do that. But if you were thinking, hey, I'm gonna hold on to this for about 6-8 years or more, maybe wait just a little bit.
It all depends on your level of disposable income for how much you can spend on toys. Because the will be toys.
Yeah, they will. Definitely the first few ones, because it'll be, he showed us his robot friend concept, and that's not likely to be a thing out of the box for many versions. Like maybe 3 or 4 regular updates before you can actually start just even probably playing games with it. Let alone, hey, go greet the food delivery. Well, wait. So who is it who's rushing to beat them now? They're basically doing telepresence in the home.
Is it Figure?
That sounds right.
Yeah, there's a couple humanoid bots out there that are so Tesla's not the only ones in this space. The advantage that Tesla has is in their manufacturing expertise for doing things in high volume. And because Musk has said it many times, and it's definitely true. Prototypes are easy, production is hard.
Yeah, but they also
I would say their bank of engineers is another lead that Tesla has over anybody. Having that many software engineers working dedicated to putting this thing together is certainly going to give the advantage to actually make changes on the fly, get it to a point where it makes sense, and then make changes on the fly.
Yeah, and then the size of the compute, both training and operation.
Right, and I'd say their custom chip team as well. I mean, they're making inference chips that are dedicated to their use cases, where everybody else is using off-the-shelf GPUs or whatever to do their inference.
Yeah. So if Optimus came out that way and they said, hey, thanks for being loyal, pumping your code and all that, we're going to give you a free one. Would you take the free one with the in-house telepresence situation that's going on with the competitor right now.
That is a major privacy concern. If you have this thing with cameras walking around your house that can have telepresence, meaning someone else is controlling it and looking through those cameras, a real another person, I would definitely, want to keep it out of the bedroom and various things. You know,
stay out of my office, Optimus. You're not allowed in there, just like the kids.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So what I would hope is that they have, and I'm sure they'll have that mode because they have it now, but hopefully it would be dial out only. Like you have to, make it happen. Then the little chin strap LED comes on, or whatever replaces that comes on with a specific color that's only in telepresence mode. And
right, you'd have to have a clear indication of when it's being remotely monitored or telepresence, or whatever you want to call it. In fact, one of them that I saw, they were saying that if you needed something done with telepresence, you would have to schedule an appointment. So that's actively controlling that, and that's a good thing. There's
with the competitor or with
the competitor, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as long as it's controlled well and it can't just be flipped on, and as long as it's indicating it's in that mode the whole time that's there, and maybe like, hey, I'm done with the task. Have a nice day, and then they sign out and put it on the charger or something.
Yeah, Highlander makes a good point. You can geofence a Roomba, so you should be able to geofence these bots within your home as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Much more compute on there.
Right, yeah.
So if they actually do start producing in 2026 at some volume, once volume comes, they'll be assigning the robots for sale to, inside people first, employees first, and that kind of thing. But it's going to be a very interesting year.
Absolutely.
If they start to roll those out, because talk about getting the media eyes on it, because it's something now completely unique that is entering people's homes and streets for the first time.
Yeah, and we're already seeing this with the demos that are out there. There was a demo of one of these competitors' bots trying to load the dishwasher, and they were getting ridiculed at the difficulty it was having closing the door, and how long it took to load the dishwasher, and people are laughing at it, but this is the worst it will ever be.
Yeah.
It's only going to get better from here. So sure, it might take 3 times longer than you would, but it has all night. I mean, it's got more than 3 times the time if you're someone who works and sleeps, and it doesn't do either of those. It's just triple this of time to do your chores and still get as much done as you do.
And the extra 2 hours for commute too.
Right. Yeah. And then if it gets 50% better in 2 years, it's it's funny. So initially, there's going to be a lot of ridicule of, oh, look, it can't do this, it can't do that, it can't fold clothes properly or whatever, and make sure that you understand that if you're laughing at it now, it's going to be different a year later. It's going to be significantly better, and at some point it'll be as good as any human, and at some point it'll be better than any human.
Yeah. Well, this car right here tried to throw me off a bridge at least 5 times. It's never done that in the last year and a half.
Right. Yeah, things get better.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Just like FSD, there's going to be that type of progression as time goes along.
Also, if whatever task you've set it to is time urgent, and it's something that shouldn't be, like maybe the dishes or the laundry, maybe work on the queues, and then you can hand that off, or you can do something that is more valuable to you in that time frame, and then it doesn't matter that it took however long it took to do it. I saw a comedian joking about one of the ones that's supposed to be competing trying to crack a walnut, and it couldn't. On one hand, they laughed at it, but on the other hand, it's like, well, it probably won't murder me in my sleep.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Well, because you see Elon's. I don't know if he actually is afraid or not, but he's public frets about killer AI and robots like the Terminator, and then he goes and makes Skynet and Optimus. But at the same time, if you feel that strongly about it, would you rather you do it and do it the way that you think is best, or would you rather somebody who is calling you speciest come out and do it with no guardrails?
Well, again, going to be interesting 2026. So we'll keep our eye on it, and I'm sure there'll be many more stories about this as time goes along.
The future's finally getting here.
That's right.
Where's my jetpack?
I don't want a jetpack.
Next, I want to talk a little bit about the update to Tesla Semi. So we've got a we've got some information that had come in about the updates to the Semi. More efficient. It has now an increased payload capability. They've added the design to for autonomy, so cameras have been placed on the exterior of the vehicle.
Different cameras, because it had those already.
Well, camera placement and different resolution of cameras, and the 500-mile range for the top version, or the biggest battery, is still the same. But there has been an improvement in the ability to drive further. So 1.7 kilowatt hours per mile now, which is basically a 15% improvement over the old Semi. So I remember we were talking at 1.9, 1.85.
Yeah.
So now it's down to 1.7.
Not bad.
We now have a peak charging speed of 1.2 or 1,200 kilowatts.
Yep, 1.2 megawatts. It's been raised to match the V4 native megachargers.
Cool.
Just a megacharger, but the V4 native supercharger cabinet.
And with that, they have confirmed that it is an 800 kilowatt drive power.
Mm-hmm.
And they've added some exterior differences, like the front. The front has lost a little bit of a bubble it had at the very front, gone to a more sleek and just shaved off front sculpture. And
yeah, it's a little more aggressive looking, I think.
And they've added new lighting to it. So the Model Y lights and center light bar has been added to the vehicle as well. And actually, I've got a little photo that Sawyer Merritt has put in place that we can share.
All right.
Oh, you've already got it. Okay.
Oh, same one? Okay, cool.
You're fine.
All right. So the one on the left looked great, but we've been looking at it for 9 years, and somebody joked this would be the first vehicle he's ever heard of to get a mid-cycle refresh before it ever goes on sale. And I thought it was funny, but it's also actually on sale. It's just it never got the distribution that they were planning, and you can still see it's got the same bones, but just like all refreshes, the new lights look better. It's got the same style or repeater camera location that we've become accustomed to, rather than kind of on the mirror pods or in the glass somewhere. I mean, it doesn't mean they're not in the glass still, but if you keep the family working together, it'd be a lot easier to train the system, because then you just say, hey, this one's bigger versus instead of this one bigger, this one is before with the different camera positions. It's similar to what he said when he said if other people wanted to join up, he just said they had to have the right camera positions and enough resolution. He didn't say they'd have the exact same camera. So
yeah,
it would be tricky to do cameras if you're going to be pulling a trailer. I mean, is there a remote camera you can slap on the back of the trailer?
Right. You probably still would want some in the mirrors, at least until if you got rid of the mirrors altogether, then that means you don't have a stock to put them cameras on either, unless you're going to do just a stock camera.
Keep in mind that Semi drivers already drive these vehicles with trailers, and of course they're just using two mirrors.
That's true.
It's something that obviously can be done with humans now, and I think that over time the FSD package will be able to do those things as well. But for added safety, I would agree, some sort of remote camera to pop on the trailer before you leave would be ideal.
Yeah, or if the camera, I don't know, I haven't seen too many trailers with them, but I have seen some. If you could just jack into whatever's on the trailer, that would be nice. And did they say how it's increased capacity? Is that because it's lighter, or have they managed to get more?
Well, the increased capacity comes from they were able to lighten the load of the semi itself.
Okay, because I was like, oh, they already got the bonus, and I didn't hear anything legal about more bonuses because the last one came during the IRA, and well, politicians today aren't interested in doing that.
Yeah.
So
another
changes
piece
for
of,
more arrow.
Another modification that you can tell inside the photo here is that the side glass has been reduced.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stretch beyond the door panel in the new one, whereas in the old one you notice it stretched into the next compartment.
It didn't really though, because behind the door was a locker, and so that's actually faux on the old one. That little eyeliner piece in the back is fake.
Actually, I can't even, like, by looking at this particular photo, the old one, you'll notice that you can see transparently through the glass here.
Yeah.
But over here you can't.
Right.
So it is possible that the glass was just there for a decoration purpose, and really there's nothing behind it. I can't recall if the actual seeable window did extend beyond the driver's door.
It couldn't, because when you open the door, remember it had carriage doors, so they open rear hinge, and then there was a wall where a sleeper might be. They didn't mention the sleeper on this one, so probably still isn't there. But
yeah,
looks like they still reserved the space, which is cool.
I would think that when this starts to roll out in earnest and it starts going to owner operators that are running longer routes, I think the sleeper cab is going to be added quickly. I am sure they're ready for it because, of course, that is just a part of trucking currently. When this goes to a fully autonomous, then of course you're not going to require a sleeper cab.
Yeah. But then you could use it for other stuff if you don't have anybody in it, or it could be the office for the supervisor, because you know it's going to be probably the last vehicle to get fully approved for total autonomy. Or it could be like what we're starting to see in Arizona, where there isn't necessarily somebody required up front, but you do need somebody to go and do the local end, and so now your supervisor driver is also your local driver, and then they've got the office to do paperwork in the meantime. And you don't have to go find somebody and have to worry about, oh no, my car goes on the side of the road because the other guy overslept his alarm. You supervise the whole way.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah,
another
lots of opportunities here.
Is beside the door, that new camera location in the front fender. Is there that little bit of a wing is sticking out because, of course, it's getting by the bubble of the side of the truck, so the camera has to stick out a little further than what the car does.
Yeah,
so
it looks like the Cybercab.
A bit of a wing to push it out.
Cybercab and the S Plaid.
That's right. The Plaid does stick out a little further, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the not say the one on the Cybercab, but the ones they use on the Cybercab mocks, like when it's a Model 3 or even the Model Y. Sometimes when they mock the Cybercab, it's got a much wingier repeater camera. Yeah.
So and of course,
they confirmed the charge times are still there because the charge times were made to not the driver is never waiting on the truck. The truck is always making the minimums for the driver legally. So they're ready to go as soon as the time ticks off. The vehicle's ready.
Exactly. And with that weight difference, there is the I guess maybe kind of unconfirmed rumor. Zengler, who's the one who's flying the drone around the semi factory, he's gotten word that they've changed some of the exterior skin will be steel.
Oh.
Because of the weight savings that they've received from the battery pack and the overall vehicle, that they're going to be able to save some money and skip some of the expensive fiberglassing. Certainly the top part is going to be fiberglass, as most trucks are, but there is Zengler is pretty sure that some of the components will be stamped steel.
Yeah. They've kind of gone the opposite of their competitors there. Everybody else is putting more and more fiberglass in, and they're swapping the fiberglass out for steel. My mom got passed by the Cheetos truck while she was on one of her runs the other day, and she snapped me a picture. And
cool.
It had the rear panel by the straight down underneath the fairing facing the trailer that they said was going to be active aero at some point. It never made it there. And one of the front panels and the door handle were not wrapped anymore, as if they had been replaced. And I joked that looked like what was his name, Chester? What are the cheetah?
Yeah, Chester.
He's hanging on for dear life. Yeah.
I was going to make a joke that was the trailer did it have orange wheels? Was it leaving a trail?
Awesome. I think it'd be worth the extra expense just for the branding alone.
What I can't wait to see is when is this going to come out, and then who's going to be the first to upfit it to make a recreational vehicle or an RV or Winnebago type thing? Yeah, is it going to be? What are some of the upfit companies? Unplugged Performance. They could do that.
Yeah, they've already got a police cruiser design going in for this.
Got you at the back. All right, Mr. Knight.
So yeah, we're getting close to the factory. It's under construction right now, and it looks like the lines are going into place. The paint shop's being added, and we've got a test track that's been put in place at the semi factory, as well as there's a ton of HVAC and electrical still going inside the plant from the outside. So we suspect that the plant will start producing sometime in Q1 next year. And then it'll, of course, be a gradual ramp up throughout the year, maybe even longer, to get to the point where they're producing 50,000 units at that location.
Okay.
So,
and then we'll have to make another one, because if it does even half of what they promised at anywhere near the price that they had hinted at, it's going to take it all over. In addition to them confirming that the charging was still just as fast as they had promised before, it sounds like the short range or standard range or whatever they're calling the not 500 mile one. It didn't say up to 500 anymore, it just said 500. Like there's only going to be one model, or at least only one battery pack to start with, which was also interesting.
Yeah. So this is again, this is what Tesla does with what they will be doing with robots. So what they do with their cars and what they do with their trucks is that they iterate as time goes along. And as mentioned, they didn't even get to a point where they really had it on sale, except for being given to fleets that were testing it for them. And they've made a number of changes and got it ready for autonomy, which is many questions out there. But well, you know, if the cars are going to have FSD, the trucks are going to have to. And certainly the question was, well, where were those cameras? Well, they've been added now. So guess what? Full autonomy is coming to the truck shortly.
I'm curious what was actually added, because the other one had something like 17 to 22 cameras over the pre-beta, and then they had the other one, and people kept saying, well, why isn't FSD turned on? Why isn't not FSD, autopilot? Why isn't basic autopilot turned on? And they just kept making excuses.
Yeah.
So it's probably somewhere between there. Go ahead.
Yeah. With truck drivers, you don't want them to think, oh, this is going to take my job. So I don't think you initially want to have any of that stuff in there. You want to instead get the industry off of fossil fuels and onto using electric transportation. And you can bring autonomous features later.
Yeah, you can. But the complaint was when that one careened off the road, and they said, well, if it had even emergency auto steer, that trucker would not have been injured, and resources would not have been spent putting it out.
Right. Yeah. Start with the safety stuff first. Don't go right for full autonomy with the semi truck. You want it's going to be several years before I would be comfortable having fully autonomous semis on the road.
I do think the model that Arizona was going for, where there's a safety driver in the office in the back, is probably fine if there is one, and it's just 2 steps to the chair. But the argument they could go for now is, I mean, we already had a driver shortage when they unveiled this, but they could say it's worse now. But at the same time, they would be smart to say, hey, if you're already in the field, we're going to make you that much more productive and profitable. And while the fuel is cheaper, if you're at a shop that's not too greedy, we'll profit share, split it with you. Or if you feel that your place isn't sharing the new savings with you, you can get one of your own and start your own fleet.
Yeah. So this, again, more fun for 2026 because I have a feeling that as they start, of course, churning these version 2s off the line, they're going to be sold to new carriers.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a lineup of carriers that already signed up for it, as well as ones that have been added to the list over time as they've been watching the white papers being published by the current testers of this vehicle for the past year and a half.
I wonder, are they going to do trade-ins? Are they going to do retrofits? Are they going to bring them back and crush them and give them a discount?
I got a feeling that the ones that are currently out there in the test phase, I think they'll probably be replaced with the version 2s.
I'm also
I think
curious.
they'll just be swapped out.
Yeah.
Like as a thank you for
there you
the time and effort that these fleets had to put into these vehicles, getting the bugs worked out.
Thank you for being on the tabloids every month for the first year for getting one towed. The other question I have that hasn't been answered yet is what charge port are we looking at? Is it MCS or is it MCS2? Sorry, MCS3 or MCS2, because we know with them confirming that it's 1.2 megawatts, it's too high for NACS. Because NACS is out at 1 megawatt.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see till the version 2 gets a close-up Photoshop of it, and I'm sure someone's going to flip the cap and take a look at what the charger is.
You hear that?
Absolutely.
Get a picture of the charger.
Mr. Supercharger.com wants to know.
Speaking of FSD, on to our next story. South Korea has been identified as the next country that will be getting FSD supervised.
That's a good
So the South Korean government has agreed that this is coming soon. They didn't give us a date, but Tesla has indicated it's happening soon. What's interesting here in South Korea is that they've got a little bit of a different kind of supply chain thing. About 80% of the Teslas that are in South Korea are coming from China, but the South Koreans have a possible issue with Chinese cars. So what they've done is they've slapped a safety confirmation that has to happen with every car that's imported from China. So they have to go through a safety examination on these cars before they can use autonomous features in the country. The other 20% of vehicles that go there have come from the U.S. Those cars have a exempt on them. They're already considered safety checked, and no additional check is required once it reaches the South Korean shore. So the 20% of U.S. cars in the country will be able to adapt to FSD immediately, while the others are going to have to wait till they get that safety scan happened for those individual cars from China.
That's interesting. It's like, the chips on these ones, we made them. That's fine. Those ones over there. It's like, why didn't they insist, like some of the other regions, that, hey, they come from Germany and the U.S., but yet still accept them from China if they're that skeptical on it? That's interesting to me.
Yeah, especially that, you've got a car that arguably is of equal or higher quality when it's put together in Shanghai compared to the other factories, from what we've heard others report when comparing Germany to Shanghai to the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, if they're afraid of, like, spyware or
yeah, I think that's what they're worried about. It's not so much quality as it is spyware chips or something else.
Yeah, I mean, because India, for instance, they would be afraid of both the spyware and the fact that they'd be upset at the fact it came from China in the first place. So they would just get theirs from Germany, and there's a number of neighbors to China that the car has gone around the world to end up right next to a place that already makes them anyway. And it's interesting that they only have half the problem with it, which is confusing to me. Also in South Korea, NACS.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. So they use NACS in South Korea. So it's not quite just North America.
Oh, it's not. It's not at all. Japan, South Korea, one of the other nations next to China that won't take them from China is also next. So it's interesting.
Yeah. So this will be interesting to see it happen in another country. Tesla did release a little video of them driving on local streets in South Korea, and seeing those traffic circles and such. Looks a little bit different than North American roads, certainly, but with the addition of some European countries and now South Korea, there's certainly a wide variety that is being applied here to the software, and checking as to how this is going to operate in different countries.
Interesting they chose an X. That was an S for a second, but the windshield's too tall. That's an X. Mesmerizing.
Wow, people drive really fast in South Korea.
Time is money. Time is money.
Look at all the dodging it has to do. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and everybody sprints when they.
all the pedestrians are high or something because they are really quick.
So are those KPHs on the dash there? Yeah, they look like
that would make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Kilometers.
Oh wait, no, that's. I thought it was like the Japanese one for a second, where it has the preview. But on the 2-screen cars that are not legacy, you get your preview on the dashboard there instead of on the center display. Neato.
So that'll be fun to see. Another country gaining access to this. Speaking of access, Casey, can you tell us about what's happened with the Supercharger network this week?
Yeah, Volkswagen is finally getting their actual onboarding, even though they were supposed to have it months ago. And even some of their subsidiaries already have it. So, welcome aboard. They finally got their software in line so they can actually receive it. So, I'm sure that the folks with the Volkswagen branded cars will appreciate it. Does that include all of the subsidiaries now at this point? Audi, Porsche, etc.
It didn't say in the article that I read, but I would assume so. That
I think the others were first, right?
At least one of them was already in, but I didn't think that included all of them.
Yeah, it's weird that it's being piecemealed out like this.
Yeah.
Does that mean they might be doing that just because of the volume of adapters they had available?
Yeah.
That way you meter them out and you can say, okay, all of this brand gets it now, all of that brand, and finally everybody.
Because the ones that did it, like the whole manufacturer, tended to be smaller, so that way the main brand and the luxury brand were not going to overwhelm that system for the adapters.
Yeah.
And I watched a person who liked Tesla and then got caught up in politics and showmanship and whatever, and switched to Polestar. And then he realized how much he'd been taking it for granted with the Tesla. He's like, all right, well, I need an adapter for this plug. Oh, wait, you mean 2 adapters for this plug? What the hell?
Yeah, there was that was Joe, and Joe certainly discovered that there's a few things that he thought was just normal with electric cars and their operation, and he found out no, that's not the case. Other manufacturers are not doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
Like, a couple of problems. I hit reboot on the steering wheel. It's fine. No, I came back and the thing is like coma. Out of sleep. It's gone.
Yeah, he's had a lot of road bumps that he's experienced in the 11 or so months that he's had his new Polestar 3, I believe. What was also interesting is that he explained it as Tesla is a software company that has made a car. Yes. Polestar is a car company that has written software.
I liked the way he phrased that and summed it up because it shows.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's certainly one thing that we've known, because of course we're looking at other vehicles as time goes along. We're not blind to see when Ford and GM and others introduce vehicles into the marketplace. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to take some of those vehicles for a spin, and there's a difference, and there has been a difference since the start. And I'm actually kind of surprised that the current automakers have not caught up or been able to catch up over the period of time that they've made first, second, and third generation EVs.
Yeah.
So it's something that certainly Tesla excels at making software, and that makes the whole package work together really well.
Yeah, Lee has a good point there. And then I want to say that it feels to me, based on just interacting with the other owners, that the Rivian and Lucid are closer to the Tesla experience than some of these legacy manufacturers or spin-offs from legacy manufacturers.
Well, yeah, if you're a great software developer, where do you want to go to work? It's not at VW.
Right. Yeah, not unless it's VW through Rivian at this point.
Right. You could be working at Rivian and then have a contract with VW. That's very different. Yeah.
Extremely.
Yeah. So another piece of information, it's just kind of an update to what we've been talking about for some time. The NextGen Roadster. We've heard about the Epic demo coming, and we heard that it might be the end of the year. And now Elon has indicated that no, it's going to be April of next year.
Maybe
not going to get it done this year. So
that sucks.
It does.
And another disappointing is that production of the vehicle has been pushed back to 2027.
Yep.
So it's going to be another year plus that those who have a reservation will be sitting on the sidelines hoping that this vehicle finally comes to production and they can get it into their hands. But for now, it's going to be another bit of a delay.
I've held this golden ticket for 10 years now.
Yeah, that's another strike on my 2025 predictions, because the unveiling of the new Roadster was on my 2025 list, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen when he made this joke. Like, or maybe I did an April Fool's back joke. That was lame. He does make lame jokes from time to time, but I want to caution everybody to not assume that is a lame joke. It's him setting the target and then being able to save face a little bit if when he just bullwhipping these teams that they don't manage to make it. Because if we remember, these two folks happened to drive an April Fool's car. We didn't. We saw that, or those of us that didn't wait for the car. We did our reservation on March 31st, and the rest of us did it on April 1st after we got a chance to see the car for the first time. So they could have unveiled something goofy, or freaked us all out like they did in the Cybertruck unveil.
I don't think they would have updated. Let's put something out there that looks goofy.
Right. After they had our money, and so
it was fully refundable.
It was.
At least for the 3. Yeah.
Actually, was it? It was for the Cybertruck.
I thought it was.
I thought the 3 had a little bit of something different to it. It wasn't as bad as it was if you tried to reserve the S or the X at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Keeping the money. So the other thing is, he said it's not going to be anything like what we saw so far. So sounds like Franz has had a chance to do another clean sheet here. Not just the one we already saw, but hopefully something even better than that. So I'm curious, like, what's it going to look like? What's it going to be so much better than the one that we've seen? And then what was promised about the one that we've seen that we haven't seen demonstrated yet. So this is going to be
have at least 5 months to keep wondering.
I'll just wait until they say more. If I rack my brain, what's it going to be? And I'd say, I got enough news from them as is that I can ponder and dig into. So any nuggets that come out, I'll be happy to see them.
Well, again, another thing to look forward to for that demo in 2026. But it's got to be disappointing for people that are holding reservations and still holding them. And I wonder how many people have actually dropped off that out of frustration. It's been 8+ years, and now it's going to be 10 years. It's got to be tough for them.
Yeah, we know Mark has asked for at least one of them back, and then he's got the free one. So I guess he didn't need to he's still going to be in line, but it's like, hey, I'd like my 250,000, 200,000, but which one he picked. I can do something else with it now.
Yeah.
If you had
And with that
invested in
said-
Tesla 10 years ago, how much would it have appreciated?
Yeah.
way more than that. The other question then is, though, if you did have it fully done there, like they wanted, and the price comes out to be much higher than they had talked about, not just inflation higher, but like, you know, the equivalent of $500,000 in that back then money, do they ask you for a difference check, or do they just put it out there? Because, you know, Elon likes to say, hey, when we make the cars lower, we don't cut you a check, but when we raise the prices, I don't ask you for more either. Does that hold here? Because there have been cases where they do say, hey, no, we're adjusting the price.
If you paid in full, then I think they should just say, here's your keys, here's your car.
Yeah. With that said, I'd like to remind everyone out there that's watching the show, please give us a thumbs up on the video, press that subscribe button. It really helps us out. It doesn't take much effort on your end at all, and it would be really appreciated by us. With that said, let's go to some shout-outs. Casey with the fireworks, what do you got for us?
I was saying, give us a thumbs up. So catch us on Friday and Monday, at least. We might do more for the Tesla Life Show Express. And if you click the little bell, you'll know if we have any extras, any specials, or maybe something live happens and we come give you an extra live show that week. It happens. I'd like to see you there. Catch me on Sunday over at youtube.com/Casey Green for Let's Chat with Casey and Friends. And if I never get back into my X account, x.com/gcustom, and we'll see from there.
Very good. Patrick?
As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org. And if you're around in the Oregon area, tomorrow we are having our monthly meeting. And it's going to be with the Beaverton School District Transportation System. They're going to be showing off their electric school buses.
Nice.
So, there's potluck and pizza and just some EV chat. It'll be a good time. And as always, I blog occasionally at carswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels. The big F-bomb.
Exactly. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Tune in with us next time, and together we'll find out what's happening in the Tesla life.
That's right.
Stay positive. Test negative.
Thanks, Lee Moon, for the music.
I think for balloons. Oh, I didn't get the loaded. We had to do stuff with the screens. Sorry, guys. I didn't load it up. Catch you on the flip side.